Blame Truth here, the Codfather himself, bringing you another video, and I have had the hardest time making this video today. I have mulled over it, I have stopped, I have started, I have made excuses, I have procrastinated, I have done all these things, and here I am making this commentary. Will this take stick? I don't know. I've deleted like 5 different takes so far. But I'm here doing this now because, I don't know. I want to talk about this. It's difficult. It's difficult. A lot of you guys may not know this. Maybe you do if you've listened to my commentaries and analyzed how I speak and how I jump from topic to topic, but I have ADHD. I have struggled with it all my life. I am not medicated for it because I want to just be myself and I want my struggles with it to be my struggles with it. I don't want an easy fix. I want to manage it. I don't want some pill to manage it. That's just my take. If you take pills, you know, no shade thrown at you. I get it. Some people need them. Me personally, I don't want a quick fix, you know? I want quick fix in Call of Duty, but I don't want a quick fix in real life. I'm hoping that comes eventually because, man, it's painful playing this game without quick fix. Regardless, back to the main topic here. ADHD will get me off on a tangent. I have ADHD, and I've struggled with it all my life, and I kind of want to go back to high school BT. You know, I had a lot of trouble in high school. I went from a straight A student in middle school, like really trying hard and trying to excel at this, to just not caring by the time I went to high school. I had a 2.5 GPA, and I barely graduated. I don't even think I graduated legit. I think that my chemistry teacher liked me, thought I was funny or something. I did have a lot of good class clown jokes. Maybe he thought I was funny or whatever. I don't know, but thank you, Mr. Taylor. I think he passed me because he liked me. I don't think he passed me because I was passing. In fact, the last I checked my grade, I had like a 40 or something. The next thing I know, I'm walking across the stage with a cap on. So there we go. But I didn't do poorly in every class or whatever. I did well in like art. I did well in English, creative writing, stuff like that. And I'm like, there's something here. Like, if I don't care about the subject, I'm pretty sure my ADHD just will not let me focus. No matter how hard I try, I will not be able to focus on it. And I took this and I kind of mulled over it. I'm like, I need to do something with it. And then the next thing I know, like really when I'm trying to think about it and just figure out where I want to go in life, the next thing I know, I'm in college. Why am I in college, man? I don't fucking know. Because that's what you're supposed to do after high school. That's what people push you to do after high school. That's what everybody does after high school. But the thing about me and other people is I'm not like other people. I can't even pretend that I am remotely normal because I ain't. I'm just not, man. And not only that, but I don't really like the company of others for the most part. A lot of people will say they're introverted. I wouldn't even call myself an introvert. I would call myself very, very guarded, hyper independent. I don't like crowds. I don't like to be around people for the most part. I don't work well with others. I don't like to work in groups. I like to do mostly everything myself so I know it's done right. That's just how I am, how I've always been. And yeah, so with that said, what is an ADHD, like, introverted, hyper-independent person supposed to do with their goddamn life? I was in college, not knowing what I was there for, having the same issues that I had in high school, the same concentration issues, the same focus issues. I could not, for the life of me, even force myself to remotely care about like math, like I can't do it. So I started dropping classes one by one. And the next thing I know, I'm a college dropout. But along the way, I started making YouTube content. In 2007, I made a YouTube channel. I mean, I made my YouTube channel. It's so old at this point. My first videos were recorded off of a VCR, a VHS tape. I was recording my stuff on a VHS tape on a standard definition TV off of my Xbox 360. And then I'd play it back and record it onto my Dazzle because I didn't know about audio video splitters at the time. I had no idea. There were no guides. I had no guide to go off of. And I started doing this as a hobby. Well, by the time I dropped out of college, it wasn't just because I was sick of college. It was because I had just gotten my first Machinima contract. Machinima, back in the day, offered me a contract. They offered to pay me for my content to be uploaded onto their channel, and the rest is history. And what game? What game was I most known for? What game launched my channel back in the day? What was I playing more than anything else? Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4. I started in 2007 playing Call of Duty 4, and man, it's amazing. It's amazing. Right place, right time. If Call of Duty did not exist in 2007, I would not be here. I would not be on YouTube, I don't think. I'd probably be in a ditch somewhere with a needle in my arm. That's dark. But hey, man, like, I don't think I can do things like the normal way. I really don't. A lot of people will say, like, you're talented, man. You could do, like, radio. You could do all this and that. Man, guys, you know how long it took me to actually speak with this amount of confidence in my voice? It took me ages. I'm not good at anything, like, initially. I have to work really, really hard at it, and I think that's another symptom of ADHD. But regardless, let's go back to that. Started on Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty, truthfully, is more than a game to me. Sorry, but it is. And I know a lot of people have similar kind of feelings toward the franchise if you're on this channel. Maybe you think back to, like, all the friends you met, all the friends that you played late nights with, all the friends that you grew up playing these games with, going to midnight releases maybe. Maybe you went to GameStop and got this game at midnight in the cold in the middle of November or whatever. Maybe it's just helped you through hard times. Maybe gaming with your buddies on Call of Duty has helped you out, right? Like, I'm right there with you. I have that too, but also I have the fact that Call of Duty, without it, I wouldn't be here. Truthfully, I would not be here. And that's why it pains me. It truly pains me to see Call of Duty in the current state it's in. I think I get labeled as a Call of Duty hater a lot. I just make rage bait content for views, and that's all I care about, and I just want to trash the game or whatever. Guys, that couldn't be further from the truth. Do you want to know what I did when the game was good? I made instructional videos. I made videos talking about class setups, different ways to play the game, class setups that I thought were cool or fun to use, strategies, teaching people how to get good scores, even if they weren't the best of players. I'm like, if you just play smart and use your brain, you don't have to have the best aim. You don't have to have the best setup. You don't need to be the best to do well. And I help people play the game, and I help people, like, learn how to play FPS, I would love to do content like that again. I really would. I would love to make a video talking about the best classes to use or a fun class to use or whatever. But the fact of the matter is this game and this franchise does not allow for that anymore. Do you want to know the best class to use? Probably this right here. Probably what I'm using in this video. And nothing else. Literally nothing else. Maybe 3 other guns with a myriad of attachments. I don't know. But that's it. We have all these options now. We have like 500 attachments per weapon. 70 weapons. Or some crazy exaggerated number like that. But it doesn't matter. It's the illusion of choice. And it's gotten to the point. Let's circle back around. It's gotten to the point where it feels like I'm in high school. I'm in college all over again. I'm having trouble focusing on anything other than the main problem of the game, which is skill-based matchmaking, which is the devs not talking to us, which is being left in the dark with how the game even works nowadays. There's nothing to it. There's no actual depth to it. And I find myself struggling with videos like this, where I want to make this content. I don't want to make rage bait content all the time. I don't want to be up here yelling all the time, making jokes at the devs' expense, covering the fact that they're whining on Twitter. But the fact that they're whining on Twitter it shows that they can speak, they can talk about the game. It's just they're not talking about the people that actually play the game. They're not talking to the people that actually play the game. They're talking to someone who's a peer that you know made them butthurt, that hurt their feelings. Meanwhile, the people that actually play the game and support it are left in the dark. That's where we're at right now. I don't want to make rage bait content. I don't want to do this, but the fact of the matter is I have to. I have to cover the fact that there's bots potentially in multiplayer because there's not another goddamn thing in this game that is remotely interesting to me. I have to roast these devs. I have to point out the problems because there's nothing in these games that is engrossing. There's not. I haven't touched the game in a few days now. You know, the new season just dropped, and I just don't care. And the only thing that makes me feel kind of good about that, like I don't want Call of Duty to make me not care, but the only thing that makes me feel kind of good about this is seeing the numbers that we do have, because again, we don't get told anything, man. We're left in the dark. We're left to speculate. I also don't like speculating. I don't like speculating about the player base or where it's at. They used to tell us. We used to be able to see if a Call of Duty was good or not by the player counts in the multiplayer menu. We don't even get that anymore. They're too chicken shit to display it. So we have to infer, we have to deduce, we have to take the Steam charts and you know, and use correlation to see that it's probably the same story on console and other platforms and whatnot. This game has disappointed me, and if you're here watching me, like clearly I'm not alone. You know, I wouldn't have 500,000 subs nearly. I wouldn't have 50 to 150,000 views of video if nobody cared about what I had to say. Clearly, I'm striking some chords here. Maybe you come here because I'm talking about Call of Duty and I have passion, real passion in my voice. Maybe you don't have that passion for the game anymore. Maybe you're even a new player and you find your passion dwindling until a new season drops and you're, you know, entertained for a few days and then it's over. It's as quick as it came, it's done. I don't know, but it's nice to know that I'm not alone with this. And now is the point in the video, and it's really late into the video for me to be doing this, but now's the point in the video where I just kind of want to show you guys some numbers. Again, the only numbers we have, Steam numbers. The new season just came out, and we're just going to go over some, I don't know, man. We're just going to go over some graphs and some numbers and show you guys that this is not the Call of Duty I want to see, and they're not doing well, and something needs to change. Like it's less than a month. It's actually 1 day less than a month after the games come out, and it feels dead. It literally feels dead. The YouTube views for everyone that covers Call of Duty seem to be down across the board. The interest on Google Trends seem to be down across the board. The player numbers, I mean, this looks like a small weekend pump on Steam charts. And again, Warzone 3 in Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 just dropped. And we can't beat, like, when Modern Warfare 3 just launched on its own? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, again, this Call of Duty hub here, it's all 3 games. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Warzone 3 all in one. And Season 1 has about as much impact on the player numbers as a wet fart. It's barely gone up. I mean, and didn't we take a step back and we zoom out and we see that from the get-go, when Modern Warfare 2 launched and Warzone 2 launched, like, this game has just bled players, and this update isn't bringing anybody back. It's just not. And don't tell me it's just Steam. If you don't think it's like this on other platforms, I mean, gamers don't really change that much depending on the platform, guys. Like, interest over time, we can consult Google Trends as well. Interest over time's down. Nobody cares. How are we supposed to play this game as a content creator? Seriously. How are we supposed to play this game and make content on it? Genuine, positive content on it for an entire year. The campaign's 3 hours. Zombies crashes. The only interesting thing I have seen in the past couple days is someone cheated and put the ray gun into multiplayer. That's pretty funny. Admittedly, that's pretty interesting. But it's not actually there. Like, meanwhile, Fortnite. I'm sorry, I don't even play Fortnite. Don't care about it, really. They're dropping content, new modes like crazy. Meanwhile, what does Call of Duty do? They go back to the thing they should have done a year ago. That's all they've done. That's it. And they sell us a $70, DLC update, whatever. The game's already gone on sale. I got this email for a sale with Battle.net. PlayStation users are also getting this 30% off sale. If you play Modern Warfare 2, a lot of people are apparently still on it, that still play it, and they're not upgrading to Modern Warfare 3, apparently. It's clear as day with this offer. It's just, this is not the future I envisioned when I started recording back in Call of Duty 4. This is not it. Maybe things will drastically change as soon as Bobby Kotick leaves. January 1st, I believe it is, but I am not holding my breath and I'm not getting my hopes up, but this game needs genuine passion put back into it, or else the content creators, I mean, again, how are you supposed to make positive content on this game? Someone please tell me. I'm out of time though, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'll try to keep the daily videos up, but man, it's truly getting hard. It feels like the game's already dead. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Need some parting advice?